What up? We are back. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of JCIRL, Connecticut's #1 podcast, where we talk about putting faith to action and sharing our testimonies of transformation with you. Today's message is going to come from the title, Management Over Miracle. Here's the thing. Everybody's looking for a blessing from the Most High. Thing is, people don't know about God and about how God works. See, God is not a magician. At no time will your dreams just be voila in front of you. Unfortunately, but fortunately, it doesn't work that way. This is a time we're going to go into what I like to call the Grab Your Bible segment. We're going to go to Proverbs chapter 10, verse 4, which reads, "A slack hand causes poverty, but the hand of the diligent makes rich." What does this mean? This means that you must work for yours. Nothing worthwhile comes easy. And you can't be afraid of opposition. People are afraid that, it's going to be hard. But Frederick Douglass said it best. There's no progress without struggle. With no struggle, there is no progress, along those lines. But you have to understand. Let's dive in a little bit. See, people don't understand how much a blessing just having life is. Like just waking up in the morning, you have to understand that that's an opportunity for you. Just by opening your eyes and having another day, as David said, this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it, because there's no guarantee for you to wake up, bro. Like, there's no guarantee. Like, yeah, we plan go on that vacation in 6 months. Yeah, we plan on when I get my check in 2 weeks. But you don't even know if you're going to wake up tomorrow. And that's the fact of the matter. So knowing this and moving forward, you should take whatever you got in every day. Like, hey, thank you, God, for my eyesight. Let me see as far as I can. Let me use the gift that you gave me. Let me use both of my hands, all 10 of my fingers, all 10 of my toes, 10 toes down, and use everything that I got, every part of my being, into becoming something else, into growing, into evolving, into becoming fruitful as we were supposed to be in Genesis chapter 1. Like, how many people say they want things? Like, I know everybody wants something. It's just the nature of being human, right? But it's like, how much are you thinking about it, and what are you actually doing to achieve the goal that you have in mind? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you want a better jump shot. Like, are you outside putting in work on the court? Are you out practicing? Or are you just saying, I wish I had? Or if I was born, making these excuses. Like, it really bothers me when I hear it. Because I'm like, yo, dude, you blessed. Female, you blessed. Like, what did you do last week to get you to that new car? Like, did you put that $20 up? Did you put that $5 up? Did you put that $100 up? Or did you go out on the weekend for, you're not delaying that gratification. You're not looking forward towards the goal. It's not guaranteed, but the point is that every day we should be angling ourselves towards the destination, like on a ship. Like, you got to steer around some stuff. Sometimes it's a little low reefs in this area, so I got to take the long way around. But the point is that you keep, no matter what gets in your way, that you keep pointing back towards your goal. And eventually you will get there. You have to have faith in this. Because, I listen, God will only help you towards your goals. Yes, God has a purpose for you, but God will only help you towards your goals. He's not going to achieve them for you. And that's what I feel is the misconception with a lot of people who aren't necessarily into the faith of following Jesus Christ's example of what it means to be human and what it means to grow and develop. So it's like, God gives you natural talents. He gives it to us. Everything that we need is on earth. It is upon us to find and to refine it, and then it will make valuable. Perfect example just came to my mind. Diamonds don't find people. People go find diamonds. They go and dig these rocks up. And then what do? They get these big, solid, clunky rocks. They refine them. They chisel them down, make them shine, polish them, and then they become valuable. We pay thousands of dollars for a little rock that shines because someone found it, dug it up, refined it, and then put it on the market and say, here, look what I have. In this same way, you should do this too within yourself, because there are diamonds within inside everybody. And it only takes the person willing to do the digging. It's dirty work. You know what I mean? It's hard work for you to really find out, what am I good at? Like what about me shines? What about me is unique than other people? Because I truly believe that every person is unique. Every person has something to give to another person. And this is what it truly means to be fruitful, is because trees do not eat their own fruit. Trees provide fruit for others. And if we are to be fruitful, it is like a metaphor, like we are to be the tree. We are born as seeds, and then we must be put into an environment to where we can germinate, where we can transform and sprout roots. And then after that, we will grow, we will mature, and then we will turn into what the end goal should be, is a tree that provides fruit for others. And notice that the tree doesn't go to the supermarket. The farmers go to the tree, because that is the source of the fruit. The key of life is to become the source of the fruit, to become like the source, because God is our source. So we are made in his image. So we should also be fighting to remain in his image, to keep our own self-identity, to know who we are, that we are all God's children made in his example. I went on a little rant right there, but I feel like I need to get that out. Let me get back to the script here. See, many don't know that you reap what you sow. Problem is that men, and specifically, aren't sowing, and women too. But I give responsibility to the men on this, because they're not being good role models or good examples. But we're going to get into that in a minute. Most men today, they take their seeds and eat them. They never delay gratification to achieve a greater prize, the satisfaction of achievement, the level up. Thumbs up if you feel what I'm saying, and you have that dog in you, and you know that itch to get up and get it. It's living for today, but preparing for tomorrow. See, most people are just living for today, and they aren't worrying about tomorrow, which they should. They should also prepare, even though it's not given. That's why, even though tomorrow's not promised, because you have prepared for tomorrow, you're going to be in a better position to take on tomorrow's challenges. And that's what we need to do. Always use every day that God given us to better align ourselves with our purpose. This is refinement. We are starting with the whole block of the diamond, and every day we're chiseling it down. We're sanding it down. We're perfecting it. And eventually, if our days are long, which God said he would make our days long if we follow in his commandments and statutes, he will make our days long. So we will live to see the fruit of our seeds that we sown. So I'm speaking in metaphors, but I hope it's not going over people's heads. It's like going to night school. Like, yeah, you working 9 to 5, cool. But then from 5 to 9, you studying for something in the future. Like, you studying for that CNA. Yeah, it's going to take you, 18 months, 2 years, 24 months to get the degree. But you're preparing for when that 2-year mark comes. I'm going to be the CNA. I'm not working at this gas station no more. I'm preparing for the level up. And every day we need to be preparing for the level up. We should be hungry. We should be thankful. We should feel it in our guts and know it in our minds that we are capable. We will, we can, we must do better than what we did yesterday. I must level up. I must evolve. This is the dog that everyone needs to have, that gets them hungry. And then when everyone has the dog, the community is better. And one affects the many. That's why God said he is like, the kingdom of God is like yeast and dough. It only takes a little bit of yeast to make the entire loaf fluff. So I'm going to just sprinkle a little bit of yeast on y'all now. So hopefully you take this and then you sprinkle it around, and then the whole world becomes a better place. Hashtag goals. Hit you with another verse. Proverbs 13:4. The appetite for the lazy craves and gets nothing, while the appetite of the diligent is richly supplied. What does this mean? Yeah. Do you want to lay around? You're going to want a whole bunch of things and ain't nothing going to happen for you. You get nothing. But the appetite of the diligent, the ones out here trying to get it, will get it. It'll be richly supplied. You ever heard a closed mouth don't get fed, right? God has already done his part. He has gifted you with life. Every day you have an opportunity. Every day you wake up, God blesses you with the opportunity, giving you time. God gives. He gives you time. He gives you talent. He gives you favor. And favor, it to me is grace. It's a part of the grace factor, because it's like, out of everybody, why did you get chosen? Because God saw you to be more fit. You got favor. Why did you get the lenient, discriminatory action taken against you? Because you have favor. God laid on somebody's heart to be lenient on you, so that you could be in a position to better fulfill or align yourself with your core purpose here on earth. What's the problem? I can't count how many people I've ministered to who echo to me that they know what they got to do, but complain about barriers in life. Like, you don't know, man, I got kids, man, or these bills, and or blaming the lack of education. You're like, I wish I'd have stayed in school, or if I would have went to school, or the jobs ain't hiring. And I'm like, bro, woe be the stumbling blocks. What the problem is that the standard is off. Like, was talking to a peer the other day. He said that he felt the ways about one of his friend's Facebook posts. And the post only read that the man should be the provider of the house, which to me was simple understanding. Like, yeah, of course. But my friend needed a little more clarity on the subject. So while we talking, he was looking at the statement from the perspective of how hard it could be to provide like just simple necessities in this economy. Like, what if the woman makes more money, and just making all different types of arguments. But plain and simple, he's saying that it's not plausible for a man to provide every aspect of lifestyle for himself and the woman he's with and the kids. So he said it's not realistic. So, I mean, I felt what he's saying. Like, I responded, to provide doesn't always mean financial, though. I need to expand on him. Like, true, times do get hard financially, but that's what we plan for. That's why we sowing seeds, because to everything is only a season. There's a season of wealth. There's a season of poverty. You have to see it for what it is. That it's not, trouble don't last always. You know what I'm saying? Trouble comes in the night, but joy comes in the morning. It's always darkest before the dawn. This is what these phrases are for, that it doesn't last always. You won't be broke for long. As long as you keep your head strong and stay focused, it won't last. You'll persevere through it. But what I believe, and what was later echoed to me about the friend's perspective, because they were chatting back and forth, the most important way a man could provide is by providing his presence. Like, just being there alone is a fruitful thing. Like, to be an experience to the woman or the child, and to be an example. Like, children need both parents in the house. Yes, this is how children can see how a man reacts in situations, how he reacts when he's under stress or when he's feeling happy, or how a man interacts with a woman, how a woman interacts with a man. This is their first, book study, case study of how people interact, or how things get done. It's first seen in the house. Like, if you say you're gonna clean the kitchen and the kitchen ain't clean, is this the standard that when I go out into the world, people gonna say things and not do it? So men can provide in other ways, not just financially. But I also wanted to extend just on that as well. It's like, as a man, we are responsible as being the leader. You know, even I bring it back to the text. Let's bring it back to the text. Because in the beginning, man was created. And then right after man was created, God created a body for man and he put him in the garden. And the first thing that God told him was to work. So always, men, the standard is work. Paying the bills is standard. Working 40 hours is standard. We want a change, right? We want to see the level up, but you got to give another 10%. To see what you never had before, you got to do what you never done before. The key word is do. God is not going to drop it in your lap. You got to work for it. And through your work, God will bless you. He will bless you with accomplishments. He will bless you along the way. Like Nipsey Hussle said, life is a marathon. And like God is like the white woman in cargo shorts at the half mile, giving you water, helping you to get through it. He will sustain you if you trust him. Jeremiah 29:11 reads, "For I know my plans for you, plans to prosper you, not harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future." Listen, guys, believe in him. Through Jesus Christ, all things are possible. First and foremost, we mustn't be perfect, but be humble and seeking. So get off your couch and go out for what you want to do, your purpose. Job 8:7. "Though your beginning was small, your latter days will be great. Delayed gratification seems miserable. Not going out on Saturdays seems miserable. Not going to brunch with your friends seems miserable because you got to focus on kingdom building." You know what I'm saying? I leave you with the entire verse of Job because really this encompasses everything that needs to be said. If you seek God and make supplication to the Almighty, if you are pure and upright, surely he will arouse himself for you and restore you to your rightful place. Though your beginning was small, your latter days will be great. You don't have to start off rich, but you have to aspire for more. You got to stay hungry for the evolution, for the level up. You got to keep seeking. You can't just go to work. You can't just go to work and come home. That's just basic. That's basic maneuvers. You just going to stay at the same level. All you're doing is maintaining. 100% is the standard. If you wish to grow, if you desire to see transformation, it's gonna take 110%. That little bit of extra work that you're doing. When you sow your seeds in the morning, in the evening, do not let your hands be idle. You must come home and put in that real work. Your job is not your work. Your job is the thing that sustains you. That sustains putting gas in the car. It puts food in the refrigerator. It puts the lights on. But after that is when the real work begins. After you get off work, that's when you become a father. That's when the real work begins of being the example. Of the real time to provide is by being there doing that homework or having that conversation with your daughter, your 10-year-old daughter or your 15-year-old daughter about boys. And you know, women too, just talking to them about women about their bodies. And men need to talk to young men about how to control their emotions, you know, when they going through puberty. And we don't have to always express anger, and that there's other emotions. Like we have a whole emotion wheel that we need to explore as well. So I just want to highlight this week that we don't need to be looking for miracles. We need to look for management, better management of skills. So when we learn that we already have everything that we need to succeed and that God is behind us, and with God we can do all things, you will wake up with a new perspective on life. It's not about how hard it is. It's about how I'm about to navigate this course to get where I need to get. It's the perspective. It's about waking that dog up and feeding it success, because that's all it's hungry for. Every day is successful. And also success looks like different things. Like success doesn't have to be $100,000 in the bank account, which is, I feel like, is the standard for everybody. Who wouldn't want that? You know what I'm saying? But that's not necessarily success. Success is operating within purpose. for example, an oven, if I set that temperature to 350 and the oven heats up to 350, it is successful. It is performing its task. So you as an individual, to be successful, must understand the task in which you set before you and set realistic goals as to achieving it. And then when you achieve the goals that you have set, you are now successful. So if 100 grand is your goal, you need to figure out every way, healthy way. I want you to do nothing illegal out here, but everything healthy for you to achieve that $100,000. Every day you wake up, it should be some way I'm going to get closer to that $100,000 today. And I ain't talking about lottery, because lottery is cheating. It's cheating yourself. It's trying to get something for nothing. You have to work. This is what God commands us to do in the 2nd chapter of Genesis. He told man to work, keep the land, till the land, and protect the land. So we need to echo these same things. This is part of our original design from the manufacturer. God manufactured us. He created us. He told us what to do. He gave us our purpose. But people aren't reading, so they don't know. So I'm here to tell you, work, cultivate, be fruitful, and spread love. Once again, this has been a podcast of JCIRL. Thank you all for tuning in. Smash the subscribe button if you haven't. And we out. God love.